everybody. Happy Monday and welcome to another edition of Solving Your Stress mini-series. I'm your host Sam, and every Monday we come together to discuss stress, both the overall concepts and a lot of the questions that you submit to me. And today we're talking about control. Now, over the last bunch of weeks, I'd say a lot of stuff is out of control across the country, and it's causing stress for a lot of people. And there's really two kind of camps when it comes to control. Let me just give you a little bit of a background, because for me, I'm a former Secret Service agent, so we tried to control even the environment in order to complete our mission. And sometimes that was easy, and sometimes it was really difficult. I mean, imagine every protective assignment. It's like you're trying to control everything. It can drive you crazy. I guess you'd probably say that would be type A. Okay, so we've got the type A personalities wanting to control everything. And then you've got kind of more free-flowing, called go with the flow kind of folks. And they, while it may seem that they appear to let everything kind of roll off their back, it actually causes stress in a different way, because the more that you let stress and situations and things that are uncomfortable roll off your back, sometimes it's an avoidance technique. And what ends up happening is your bucket is overflowing, if you will, with all of this stuff, and then you feel out of control and stressed out. So it's not necessarily great to be a kind of go with the flow person, because that presents issues right there. And it's not great in the converse to be that type A full-on control all the time kind of person, because you can't control everything all of the time despite us trying. I'm a self-professed type A, just putting it out there and being 100% transparent with you all, because every day stuff comes flying at me and I was like, whoa, I don't quite understand that. Let me grab onto some research. And what it does is it takes you down rabbit holes. At least it does for me. I'll speak for myself. It takes me down rabbit holes at times, and then it gets me off of where I should be focused on my mission, which right now is doing this with you. So if you're watching this on Facebook, hey, Facebook family, hey, have you checked out my YouTube? Go to Samantha Horwitz on YouTube. Go ahead and hit subscribe. All of the Solving Your Stress mini-series are posted to the YouTube page. But let's continue on. So first, you got to determine what kind of person you are. Are you the go with the flow kind of person, and you've got that stress that we just talked about? Or are you a type A, want to control everything kind of person, and realize the stress that does? So what do we have to do? I'm sure you've all heard some variation of, oh, you've got to get comfortable with the uncomfortable. And yes, that is an absolute true statement, because that's how we grow. I often talk about the good kind of stress, called the eustress. We need that to grow beyond where we are. We need it to push us, but it's a positive thing. It shouldn't be a distress to us, and the distress is that negative stress. That's what we're talking about here with Solving Your Stress mini-series, right? So the solution is to get comfortable with the uncomfortable. So if you're a go with the flow kind of person, I don't want you to say, oh, I go with the flow, so I'm comfortable in the uncomfortable, until your bucket gets full and everything starts overflowing and you're running around like a chicken with your head cut off. That's not fun. That's super stressful. And so what I'm asking you to do, go with the flow people, is recognize when something is out of your control. Number one, meaning maybe it's something you don't understand, or maybe it's a task that your boss has asked you to handle, or maybe you're part of a group that does a certain kind of activity, and the group leader has asked you to step up and do something, and you're just like, whoa, well, I'm not familiar with that. I want you to decide right there to first get uncomfortable being a little uncomfortable, but then dive right in and research, read, pick apart, ask questions. Okay, do whatever you need to do to kind of bring that now into your, call it, sphere of control. So you started with something that's uncomfortable and then you make it comfortable. All right, so that's for the go with the flow people. If you're a type A, everything needs to be in your control. I'm laughing, self-confessed, all right? I want you to let go. You're probably somebody that thrives in an uncontrollable situation because you go out of your way to bring it into your control. And I've talked about in the past lives that I've done about how that brings your stress down. But in this day and age that we're living with, this new administration that we have, this pandemic that we're living in, it's like trying to swing a baseball bat at, a professional pitcher that's not taking, a couple minutes in between each pitch. It's just like boom, boom, fire, 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 okay? And you're trying to swing, you're going to miss. And you have to be okay with that. What I want the control type A people to do is first remember your mission. What are you focused on? Okay, what's your job? And things that start flying at you, you can only handle so much, or the stress becomes overwhelming. Right? So take on one thing that comes to you that doesn't distract you from your mission. You finish your mission, you finish your work for the day, and say, you know what? I don't like, what I'm seeing on whatever the topic is. So you dive into that topic. Read 2, 3, 4 articles. Get yourself wrapped around whatever makes you feel comfortable and learn about it. So you're not sloughing it off, but you're not pulling it into the ultimate control where you have to absolutely know everything. Because guess what? You've probably surrounded yourself with a lot of smart people that know a lot of things that you can reach out to help you feel like you are more in control, when in reality, you're letting others in your sphere influence you, educate you, take you down a path where you're like, oh, I got this. Okay, so it's uncomfortable because you don't know it, but you're not taking everything on yourself to know it. I hope that comes across for the type A's. Okay, so that is what you can do. That's some of the solutions. Now, what are the problems with that? Again, you can drive yourself crazy trying to find everything. Huge help that has been helpful for me is just to resign myself that I don't need to know everything. Okay, I'm not a Secret Service agent anymore. I still kind of control things. I'm prepared. I'm aware. But things that used to be like, oh, I need to know that. Oh, I need to know that. Oh, I need to know that. I have groups of people that are experts in that need to know, and I reach out to them, and then I kind of bring it into my sphere, if you will. So, like I said, I'm not feeling like I need to take everything on myself. Okay? So, a really good key thing is have a core group of people that you can rely on for great exchange of information. You will find your stress levels coming way down, and whether that means you're with a go with the flow kind of person or whether you're a type A control person, you win being comfortable with the uncomfortable. And when we win, we frankly just feel like we have a whole lot less stress in our lives. And that means we can take on the next uncomfortable thing and the one after that. So what does that make us better? Human beings for ourselves, for our families, for our friends, for our community, all around. So get comfortable being uncomfortable. It all works out in the end, no matter whether you're a go with the flow kind of person or a type A control freak kind of person. So if you've enjoyed this video, again, connect with me on social right here. We're here every Monday live, 12:30 at the Sam Horowitz on Facebook. On YouTube, I am at Samantha Horowitz, as well as on LinkedIn at Samantha Horowitz. Hey, if you're looking to completely bust through your stress, strategies, tactics, and tools that you can employ every day, go to solveyourstress.com. Sign up for the free training. You and I get to spend an hour together, and you will leave that session understanding more about stress and putting into play everything that you learn in that video. And there's some special offers that I have there as well. So until next week, folks, have an incredible rest of your Monday. I hope it is a lot less stress-filled. Have a wonderful week. Till next week. Sam out.